Hello, ACO musicians. This is Julietta Curenton again with the second video about breathing. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you to the American Composers Orchestra for having me. And so this second video, we're going to continue what we learned about breathing in the first video. We learned about how to expand and use your lungs to the fullest capacity in the last video. And now we're going to learn how are we going to breathe in action. So a lot of what we talk about, some of it will be repetitive and some of it will not. But I want to show you what breathing really looks like, and then we're going to transfer it to our instruments in the third video. So, breathing in action. So remember I told you about how breath never comes from our chest cavity. It always comes from our lungs. And so this is what I like to do with my students when I first get them. And you know, they're used to the shallow breaths that I was telling you about. It's not the kind of breathing we want. We want the deep breaths. So what I have them do, I have them lay on the ground, and that basically shuts off the chest muscle. You know, they don't have to activate it anymore because their body is completely relaxed. But instead, you have to activate this. So let's talk about this. The diaphragm inside, it's not something that you can see. It's a very thin, about a couple inches, and it sits right under your lungs. And so what it does, in order for you to take air in, it's kind of thick, but when you take it in, it flattens and flattens, and it's like almost sucking air in. And then as you exhale, it goes back to its regular shape. So it's constantly pressing, pulling and letting go, pulling, letting go, tension and letting go. That's what it's doing. So there's a lot of work there. So we want to activate that. And as we activate that, you're going to see your belly also get activated as well. Okay? So let's just review what we did last time, which was keep our hand on our chest. Try not to breathe with your chest. And I don't want you to sit the way I am. I'm sitting this way because it's just comfortable for the video, but you can sit, you know, Indian style, and keep your back nice and straight. And so I want you just to take a couple breaths without moving your hand. Can you do it? I think you can. Good, good. So what we do first, what I ask them to do is come in, first of all, with nice comfortable clothes or clothes that you feel comfortable in. I have jeans and just a blouse on, but you can do yoga clothes, anything that will help you relax and be able to move your body a little bit. And I have a yoga mat, but you can also use a towel or just something to lay on that you feel comfortable with. And so what we're going to do is lay down. And so this is also a great relaxation tool for those of you guys who are into yoga. I'm very into yoga. So this is a great relaxation tool as well, but it's a good start for the flute. So the idea now, put your hands on your chest and don't let it move. Again, let's just try that breathing again. Good, good, good. Let me get your positioning right. Your legs should be about a foot apart always, and your knees can be down to the edge of the mat. So your toes should be touching the edge of your mat or your towel. Doesn't really matter. So your legs should be nice and relaxed. Let's try this again. Let's breathe in for 4 seconds. Ready, go. Exhale. That was good, right? Let's try it again. 4 seconds, and then exhale for 4 seconds. 2, ready, go. Exhale. Good. You probably noticed that it's a lot easier to breathe the correct way when you're laying down because nothing is activated up here. So you have no choice but to activate the diaphragm, and your lungs have to move. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Get back down on our mat. Now let's try about 5 seconds. And I want you to do what we did in the first video. We take in breath for 5 beats. On the first video, we did 6, 7, and 8 beats, but we're going to do 5 beats now. Then you hold it for 5 beats. You relax for 5 beats. Then you hold it for 5 beats. Okay? So let's try that. You can keep your hand on your chest if you would like, or you can take it off if you're confident that you will not lift your chest. But a lot of my students like to do this just as reinforcement to help them to remember to not move my chest at all. 5 beats in, hold for 5 beats, exhale for 5 beats, hold for 5 beats. Here we go. 2, ready, and. Now, you probably saw that I did move for the first few seconds. I was still adjusting my body. So let's try that again. 2, ready, and. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Okay. Sorry, no, you cannot go to sleep. We have one more thing to do. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I take a book, a heavy-ish book, not a book that's lightweight, not a soft weight book. You know, it shouldn't be soft cover. It should be hard cover. Okay, because we want it to be relatively heavy. Okay, the heavier it is, the better. I'm not talking about an encyclopedia heavy or a dictionary heavy, but just heavy enough to have to be forced to lift it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to put this on our belly. And as you breathe, the whole idea is to get this to lift. Get it to lift, and you're doing it the right way. This can be a bit cumbersome if you keep your hand on your chest while you're doing this. That's a lot of pressure on you as you're laying on the ground already. So you don't have to do that unless you really want to, because you don't trust your chest to not move. But put this on your belly, and let's see if we can lift it for those 5 seconds, okay? And it should be a movement that's very smooth. It shouldn't be a movement that's, you know, it comes up and down, up and down, up and down. You want to have complete control, okay? So that's the goal. Can you see my book? Great. Ankles at the bottom of the mat. Relax your legs. Should be a foot apart. I'm going to opt to put my hands on the ground, okay? So the idea is to lift the book just using your air. And you're going to notice that you don't see much of me talking because I want you to focus on the book. Here we go. Did you see that? Did you see how much it inflated, that the book just rose about like 4 or 5 inches? That's how much it should raise. So now I want you to try it with me, okay? We're gonna do the 5 beats. All right, relax everything. 5 beats in, 5 beats held, 5 beats exhale, 5 beats held. So again, 5 beats inhale, 5 beats held, 5 beats exhale, 5 beats held. Here we go. Do it 2 more times. Ready, go. And if you're doing it right, you don't have to force it up. Your air will do it. Last time. Ready, go. So that's the exercise. You should be feeling very relaxed now, and this is the most excellent way to begin your practice sessions. Maybe you've had a long day at school or at work, but it's a great way to get in the zone of breathing and playing and get off to a great start for your practicing session. So the next video, we're going to talk about how to incorporate all this amazing breathing into our sound and why it's important to start with these steps of breathing before you even pick up the flute. Okay, I'll see you soon.